Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Susan Lopresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul. This is the podcast where we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between when it comes to a woman's life, her health, and all aspects of navigating the midlife landscape. I'm your host, Susan Lopresti, and today I have a guest with me that's a little unusual for my podcast, but I resonate with her thoughts about this whole concept that she's put together in a coffee shop that I really did want to share it with you. Her name is Lindsey Sozio, and she is the founder of the Lavender Coffee Boutique that's located in Denver, Colorado. She founded this coffee boutique because she believed that there should be a different approach to coffee. With life moving at such a fast pace, she was looking to create a shift away from the hectic, quick serve culture of coffee. Like we all know in all of the coffee shops around the world, right? It's very fast moving and you're in and out. This coffee shop is about slowing down and making coffee an integral part of a wellness inspired daily routine. So, by focusing on the highest quality standards of coffee, roasted for balance, a luxurious line of wellness oriented coffees was developed with her own daily routine in mind. Now, when I spoke to her, she talked a little bit about her routine, how she likes to get up in the morning and have time just for herself to have a nice cup of coffee, sit back, reflect on the day, plan for the day, and just start the day from a place of peace and tranquility. And what will happen is as the day goes on, you will remain in that space the way you started your day. So she was searching for a sense of calm and a subtle increase in energy and focus because we all know that you need that boost of caffeine in the morning. But what could happen is it could sometimes backfire on you and you get the caffeine jitters. So she was looking for that subtle increase of energy and also the focus that comes along with it, minus the jitters. So staying true to the time-honored tradition of specialty craft coffee, she discovered an indulgent taste and also a wellness experience with sustainably grown coffees roasted to a softer profile. Lavender Coffee Boutique is dedicated to intentionality and to finding calm moments at any time during the day. Lavender Coffee Boutique's commitment to clean, mold-free coffee aligns with the health-focused discussions that I have on my podcast. And that's why I thought she would be a great addition. Lindsay's story of transitioning from marketing to creating a sanctuary of calm through a coffee blends will inspire you to rethink how you're going through your day and maybe taking a page out of her notebook as to the way we should be starting our day each and every day, Monday through Friday and right through the weekend. So without further ado, welcome, Lindsay, to my podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. Lindsay, tell me what prompted you to open a coffee shop.
Well, let's see. I guess I've had a pretty non-linear journey to get to where I am now. Let's see. I originally after college was in marketing and advertising and living in New York and doing the fun New York stuff and being an East Coaster myself. It was a really natural progression. And then my husband and we had children, and so I kind of took a break, did some like freelance work, but took a break and worked on raising our kids. And I had always had an interest as well in interior design. And then I kind of launched into this, interior design, and I opened a small firm. And it's really fun. I do love it. It's a creative outlet for me. And I just really enjoyed making, and I still enjoy making comfortable spaces for people. And, making it timeless and comfortable and suits their taste and functional and all that good stuff. And then my husband and I had talked about we just love coffee and we love our morning ritual. And I'm like, you know what? I think we need to do something with this. Like we need to do something that is really focused on this healthy morning ritual. And so that is how we came up with this idea of Lavender Coffee Boutique. And it sort of is a marriage of my two previous kind of career paths, and they've converged in this, and where we have we've created this really lovely space that people had can come in, take a minute, really connect with one another. Like we're really big on that. We're not the hectic quick serve coffee shop, but then also, using my marketing and learning how to build a brand and a story. And so it has developed into this. We have our one location here in Denver. We're actively working on opening additional locations out here in Denver because it's been so well received here. We have, a wonderful community of people who come together, and they're very loyal, and they really appreciate the wellness aspects that we're bringing forward in relation to coffee, but also just like having a place where they can feel okay taking a minute, meeting a friend, reading a book, journaling. We have couples that come in on the weekends and they bring card games, or they do a crossword puzzle together. And it's really lovely to see people just kind of taking that minute for themselves and approaching life with like maybe a little bit of a calmer focus.
How has this changed your life as far as the difference in the career, feeling more aligned with what it is that you're doing? Is it less stressful? Is it more stressful? Because I know that when you have a brick and mortar, you need people there all the time. So how has that played into your life?
Yeah, it's a learning curve. I'd never operated a brick and mortar. And of course, we have managers and we have people helping in that regard. And we have an amazing staff who I appreciate every single day. It does present some interesting challenges. It does present some stress. I wake up early in the morning. I have my routine. I like to stick to my routine. I think it helps to minimize the stress.
Tell us about your routine.
Sure, sure. So my morning routine is I like to get up before my family does. I like to sit down and have my cup of coffee. I like to reflect on what I've done in the day before, what I would like to project and have to happen, and what the day ahead of me looks like, how I can make the most of that day. So, really trying to also have a mindset of gratitude. I try to approach the day like that. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's really hard.
That's
But
honest and
yeah,
truthful,
it
right?
is. Yeah, it is. But then you just have to sit back and say, okay, I I appreciate all that's happened in my life. I've learned a lot from all that's happened in my life. I have this mindset of like I'm lucky that I'm here doing this today, and I'm going to do the best that I can, and I'm going to try to make the best decisions that I can in this day and in this moment, and try to live, from a point of view like that. And it's mostly successful.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
But, yeah. Yeah.
I
And, yeah,
noticed on your website that you have other products.
we do.
So did you create these products? Or
No, we did not. So our idea is that we want to be this place where people can come to find a moment of calm throughout their day, and find products that fit within their daily rituals and their routines, and that are vetted, are curated. It's a natural collection of healthy wellness essentials to help you. I have tested most of them, and we feel like everything that we are carrying is something that is a great addition to your wellness routine.
so I have a question on the coffee because
Yeah.
coffee generally has caffeine in it, which could actually get people a little jittery and anxious. And so it's almost like an oxymoron where you're saying that coffee calms you. So what makes your coffee this lavender calm. What makes it different? Is it caffeinated?
It is caffeinated, yes. We have a couple of different lines of products. So we have our signature line of coffees, and those all are we actually have a roastery, so we manufacture all these products ourselves. We source them from they're all specialty coffees. So we source them from small farm holders across the globe, and we really invest in our partners and believe in having relationship coffees and supporting farmers and doing right by everyone along with, in that supply chain. So we have our set of signature coffees. So that's the kind of the basis of all our coffees is, our sourcing. And then we roast them. And the coffee that we select them to be a gentler profile, a little gentler on the acid side. So some of our coffees are low acid. You don't want to taste it and say, oh my goodness, this is bitter or this is sour. So we're roasting to a softer profile and, having this a little bit more feminine approach to things. That's all to say that, there's more research that's coming out about actually good connections between coffee and gut health and the beneficial bacteria that can grow when you drink and consume coffee, even decaf. We do have decaf coffees. So we have a decaf coffee, and then we have a half cask coffee that we it's called the Golden Hour. That's really popular. And then in addition to the line of signature coffees, we also have a line of hemp infused coffees. So we infuse them at our facility and we have a proprietary process with which, the beans could undergo, an infusion with broad spectrum hemp oil at the right time, right after they're roasted. And so the benefit of actually having the hemp included in your coffee is that it diminishes the jitters. So that actually provides you with more of a sustained calm energy, we find. So that's like a really nice option for people who are concerned about caffeine.
I want to go back to gut health because
Yeah.
I was recently diagnosed with acid reflux. And the
Okay.
first thing that my doctor told me was not to drink coffee. And I looked at her and said, Doc, I'm sorry. I need to have my morning coffee or I cannot function. I don't know if it makes it worse, but how is your coffee good for gut health? Because I need to buy it then.
Yeah. I think there's more research that's coming out about this. I actually just read something this past week about some studies coming out about the coffee gut health connection and the benefits of coffee and with growing beneficial bacteria in your gut, which is it's interesting and it's a bit of an oxymoron. So I'd love to see more research out there. I will say that our coffees, because we do roast to a lower acid profile, then our coffees are generally on the lower acid side of things. So that is just better for your stomach, better for, you're not going to get that acid that comes in a lot of coffees that are not conscientious about that as
Okay.
much.
So, and I don't know if you call it organic coffee, but because I think that some coffees are not as healthy. So,
Yeah.
toxins or anything like
Yes, yes, yes. So we actually do test for mold and
that?
mycotoxins.
Okay.
So we have gone through this is a new thing that we're finding in the marketplace where people are becoming aware of having mold in their coffees. And that's a bad thing, of course. And we do have people come to us that say that they've got like a mold sensitivity or they've been exposed. And so they're really conscientious of all these things that they're putting in their bodies. And so we have gone out and we've had our coffees tested to be sure that we are certified, mold free. And so we can tell that story for sure.
Right.
Yeah, and it's, I guess the mold comes in, which is a little interesting that I've learned since I've started researching this, is the mold comes in mostly in the way that the coffee is stored. Because your coffee generally comes from sort of the equatorial region of the world,
Yeah.
right, where it's very humid. And so if it's not stored properly, kind of on its way down the supply chain, then, you can encounter issues.
You do
Yeah.
sell coffees online as well. right?
We do. Yes, we have our website, lavendercb.com. We have subscription options. We have all of our coffees are listed online.
What would
Visit
be
us.
your number one recommendation? A coffee that is not that strong or let's say good for your gut. For
Yeah.
someone struggling like me with acid reflux.
I think my first recommendation would be our Pearl Street blend. And that is our base blend. That is our most popular coffee. That one is one we use actually in our cafe, and we use it for all of our espresso based drinks. It's a medium roast coffee, and it's certified mold free, so we don't have that issue with it. And it is roasted to a gentle acid. So it is, you're never going to get the bitter or sour taste or just like, that really like I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah.
It's not too strong. It's just a really nice, smooth cup of coffee.
What other products do you sell besides coffee on your website?
Sure. So we have across our various categories. So we do sell some skincare. We sell things to help support sleep. We sell body care. We sell other wellness products and fitness as well. So yeah.
Any final thoughts that you'd like to share with my audience about coffee and the benefits of it? The health
Sure.
benefits?
Yeah, I think we're at a really exciting time where there's a lot of people out there who are they're very conscientious of their health and wellness. And I think that is like a trend that is growing. And so I think that if you can start your day with something that makes you feel good and makes you feel like you've made the first good decision of the day. And, if that means if coffee is your thing in the morning, which that's the case for a lot of people around the world. Starting with something that can help lead to good decisions throughout the day is, I think, that's really the message we're trying to get out there. And let's start with a healthy ritual in the morning, and hopefully the rest of your day will follow suit.
I like that. Yes. And especially that it's a healthy coffee and you know that you're getting a high quality product. And because a lot of people, I mean, I've heard about mold in coffee, but I really didn't know too much about it. But I'm sure there's many people who had no idea whatsoever that you could be buying coffee that is moldy, which I'm sure leads to a host of different ailments as well.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think and I think there are a lot of people who have experienced mold issues. It seems like is what I'm learning and what I've heard. And then, so as a result of that, now they're really conscientious of what they're putting in their body, and and just inspecting everything really closely.
Yeah, so this is a great thing that you're doing for your community and for people everywhere on your website. So, Lindsay, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Susan. I've enjoyed talking to you
Yeah,
and being on your show.
thank you.